on, everybody? Welcome to After Prison Show. Welcome to the couch. The couch. It's pretty comfortable right here. I really enjoy filming here, but you guys are going to be seeing, if not already, videos coming from my new filming location. I've got a set, and I'm looking to expand. But anyways, today I want to talk with you guys about prison pen pals, some crazy stories in relation to prison pen pals. We've talked about this before in the past, but as of late, I've had some people reaching out asking about prison pen pals, stories in relation to them, and also asking for advice. There's a lot of information that I want to cover in this video, so I'm going to try to breeze through this as quickly as I possibly can. First of all, if you guys rock with us on the Bobo, kicking the Bobo on Twitch, twitch.tv/AfterPrisonShow, we do a lot of different things over there. And one thing that we do, we play some games, we check out Craigslist ads, we respond to people, we try to find scams and try to address scams. But we play this thing called Murder or Less, where we look at prisoner pen pal profiles and try to decipher from what they're talking about in those prisoner pen pal profiles, if in fact that person is locked up for murder or less and how much time they're serving. It's playing that game that we ran across two interesting people, both of them locked up for a very long time. One of them's never coming home, but I want to share with you guys both of these people that we ran across. This first prisoner pen pal profile is of a young chick. She's like 20-something years old, named Carolyn Cross. Now, from reading her prisoner pen pal profile and seeing her what looks like a high school glamour shots picture, you know, we were assuming that this chick was probably locked up for drugs, something not so crazy. But what we would learn is this chick's doing 50 years down in Texas for an armed robbery where a guy got killed in a hotel. She was not the trigger person, but she was basically the lookout. She was the person who went into these hotels or motels and then told whoever the other guy was who actually killed the person if that hotel was in fact good to rob. And I actually just reached out to this chick, Carolyn Cross, through JPay email in hopes that maybe she would be willing to share her story with us and what prison is like for her. I mean, this is a person who was never in any trouble at all. And then at a young age, boom, you're doing 50 years. Basically, your entire life is gone. The next profile that we ran across was a really interesting one. I want to read this one to you guys, show you this picture. This dude looks like Edward Norton from American History X, and his name is John Wolfenberger. But his ad says, "Who am I? Question mark. A Google search will show someone far less than pleasing. I'm not concerned with that. With the serious aspects I'll list below and daily life in prison, I'm looking for some levity, a conversation about whatever, already had COVID, which is crazy, a bit of a Q&A, a brain to pick when it comes to podcast, a fan or two of reading, people fed up with politics and someone willing to do some internet browsing." He's already telling you what he needs you to do. I obviously have no cell phone. If you're interested, then track me down. If you're a biker, be prepared to get belittled. I don't really understand that last part right there. Maybe he doesn't like bikers. When I looked up this guy, John Wolfenberger, because he said a Google search will show you exactly who I am, folks, he weren't lying. This guy has like 5 or 6 murder charges. There was like a home invasion. I think they were trying to get money or jewelry out of some safe. And him and another guy, I believe it was only 2 people, it might have been 3. They killed an entire family in an effort to get whatever it is that they were looking for, and I'm not certain whether or not they actually got that. And this dude is doing life. 5 bodies, life. So 2 really crazy prisoner pen pal ads that we ran across, and I did not reach out to the John Wolfenberger guy. Let's go ahead and move on, though. I wanted to share those 2 ads with you guys right there. 2 of the craziest that we've ran across as of late. And I want to move on to a question that I just received via a letter from an awesome supporter of After Prison Show. And it was this person who wrote me and said that, you know, because of After Prison Show, they've never been in trouble before, but they could relate a little bit. They've been dealing with some things in their life, and they actually reached out to a prisoner. And they're in a different country. The prisoner's locked up here in the United States. And this pen pal relationship has now blossomed into a full-on relationship, like a like a boyfriend-girlfriend type of thing with probably more on the horizon. But this person reaches out to me and says that, they're ready to uproot their... God, man, why y'all gotta be looking in my apartment when I'm filming? People are nosy. I probably should just close the blinds and just kill all of that, but I like the extra lighting. I lost my train of thought. This person reached out asking for advice. They're ready to uproot their entire life. This person that they're in a relationship with who is in prison comes home in just a mere 2 years, I believe is what it is. In a very short amount of time, this person is going to come home and they want to uproot their entire life, move to where this person is going to be at, and they want to start this relationship and asking me for advice. And this is not the first person who has done this. I got to say, it's not an easy thing to give you advice on. One, I want to keep it 100 with you, and I want to let you know that, you probably shouldn't rush into anything. You're dealing with somebody that you've never physically met and never physically spent any time around. Whether or not you're even able to visit that person, being that you're in a different state. If you ain't been able to visit that person, then that's an entirely another dimension that gets added onto all of this. All you know of this person is what you do from phone calls, letters, maybe video visits. I'm sure you're probably able to do that, but you've never physically been around this person. And even if you have, if you met them while they were locked up, you've never physically been around them when they're free. And that adds an entire different dynamic to everything. I'm not sitting here trying to say that love cannot come from a prisoner-pen pal relationship, but the chances of it actually working, unfortunately, they're just not very good. You got no idea what demons this person really battles with. If it's addiction, will they fall back into that? Are you going to be able to deal with that? Will they take advantage of you when they get out? Are they just telling you what you want to hear while they're locked up because they want you to send that? I'm not being funny when I say these things. I'm really posing serious questions that you have to ask yourself. I will never sit here and tell you that it's not a good idea to be in a relationship with somebody locked up. There's good people who are locked up, people who have made mistakes, people who have struggled. People can change, and they do. Not all of them do, that's for damn sure, but people do. And sometimes what they need is somebody to really be there for them. When you're locked up, love can blossom a lot quicker, a lot stronger. You're locked up, you got nothing. You got nothing at all. So a relationship can kick off and feelings can kick off just that fast. I've seen it happen. I've been in the situation where it's happened. It's easy to fall in love when you're locked up, or at least think that you're in love, And again, I want to clarify that I don't mean this for every situation. The advice that I would give this person who's in this relationship, who wants to uproot their life and go be with this guy getting out of prison, is take it slow. Maybe go down there and visit when he gets out, But then again, who am I to tell you what to do? That would just be my advice. You can take it with a grain of salt. Just take it slow and prepare for some rocky roads ahead. And not just in relation to the fact that this person's just coming home, trying to get reestablished, trying to stay clean. Will they stay clean? But having a relationship with somebody that you've never actually been with. It's like going on a blind date and then immediately moving in with that person. You know nothing about their mannerisms or how they live. That's just my advice. Take it slow. $150. Y'all tripping. Sorry about that. As I'm filming this video, I'm also watching some storage auctions, and I just got outbid, and I'm going to let that one go. I'm watching like 4 auctions right now. It's really going to end up being 3, and there's only 2 that I'm really chasing after. So we'll see how all of that plays out. Could be some Storage Wars videos coming soon. Hopefully there will be. I hope I addressed that and was able to provide you some decent information, some decent advice at the very least. But regardless, just do whatever you feel is the right thing to do. If that makes you happy, who is to tell you otherwise? So there's that. Let's go ahead and move on. I feel like we're breezing through everything pretty quickly in this video. In terms of prison pen pals in general, we've shared some stories in the past of situations that I've been in. I dealt with one of the craziest people that I've ever met in my life. This was my very first prison pen pal ever. And If you've never seen that video, I don't want to tell the story again because I've told it at least once. Definitely check out the video. I'll link it below. Really crazy time in my life. I remember real quick just one thing about it. This chick came to see me on 4th of July. And I was expecting this to be anybody but her, like my mother, maybe an ex, anybody at all. I did not want it to be her. She was just a pen pal, and I know that sounds callous and cold, but that's the reality of the situation. Sometimes that's all it is. And sure as shit, I go up into the visitation room, and not only is it her, I'm super mad about that, but she's also bleeding. She's leaking from her face, and I sit down, and it looks like I whooped her ass in the visitation room. Like, I'm feeling so uncomfortable. I'm already dealing with anxiety and social anxiety disorder, like really bad, because I haven't been around anybody from the free world in years. And this is really just one of the first times that I'm going up into the visitation room. It might have been my 3rd time going up in there. Still super uncomfortable with this situation. And I sit down with somebody who looks like Shrek. I hate to say it that way, but I'm just trying to describe this person for you. And their face is leaking. And everybody's looking at us. Guards are coming over. Yo, you need some tissue for that? Turns out she tripped, fell, and landed on her face on a parking, I don't know, like a curb or something. You know, thank God she was okay. She just wasn't paying attention, but a really crazy situation right there. I just want to see what this auction wrapped up at. $160. These people are tripping. I wanted this unit too, but other crazy things that I've seen in relation to prisoner pen pals is, I remember this young country dude who didn't have anything. He was kind of a loser in prison. He was part of a gang, but you know, he was definitely a peon in that. And this dude didn't have nobody at all. I don't know how he ended up with this pen pal. Maybe one of his gang buddies put him on. Maybe he had an ad on writeaprisoner.com or something like that. But he would end up with this woman, this older woman. Heavy set, super old woman. He was young. He was probably like in his early 20s. And this chick was like old enough to be his grandmother, and she was in a wheelchair. It was the craziest situation in the world. And not just because of that. You would have thought, if you never knew any better, that it was his grandmother or his mother coming to see him. But yo, this dude was in love. Talking about going home. He was going to marry this woman. This was his soulmate. And again, I share that with you guys because, one, that's preposterous. Even though love knows no age or color or creed or anything like that, we're in prison, for God's sake, so there are some boundaries. And it just really showcases, at least in my personal opinion, that love can be so much more like sensitive, I guess. You could be so much more inclined to just latch on to anything or anybody. I don't want to say anything, but anybody while you're locked up. Prison is a place where you are sensory deprived. Like you're looking at gray walls all day and swinging baby arms. Like, it's just, I hope that makes sense, like the way that I'm saying that. And you know what? Who am I to say anything about this situation? It wasn't just crazy to me. It was crazy to everybody else who saw this. Dudes would make fun of this guy. I didn't make fun of him. I don't think I made fun of him. But I remember seeing him in the visitation room with this older woman in this hover round or whatever she was in. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, that's just the craziest thing in the world. Dude, you're like young. And even though you might be a loser in prison, this chick is old enough to be your grandmother. You're ready to get her name tattooed on you. But who am I to pass judgment? I mean, look at who I'm sitting in here with. And I know that sounds messed up, but it's the truth. In a lot of cases, while locked up, dudes will catch feelings for a money order. You know, I don't know if they're more feeling the person who's taking the time out of their life to, I don't know what this whole motion would, take the time out of their life to invest in you, or if it's just the fact that you know you're going to get you some soups and some white girls, some icy white honey buns next week. And you know, speaking of the young guy with the grandmother soulmate, I don't know whatever happened with that situation. I can't sit here and tell you guys that it didn't work out. I don't think it worked out. I'm trying to remember if they broke up prior. It would be crazy if old Granny found Jody number 10. Jody number 10. Jody number 10. Jody! damn. That young guy was ready to get her name tattooed on her. Margarine, or whatever her name was. Right above the heart. And speaking of the entire sensitivity to catching feelings, it reminds me of another pen pal situation. There was a guy that I was locked up with, good guy. He's still out here right now. I haven't had a chance to even see. I think I saw him one time. I think at Lowe's. But, you know, his story, and I've shared his story before, so I'll just breeze through this real quick. His story really stuck out to me. This guy got put on by, I think, his sister. Somebody put him on. He ended up with a pen pal. This girl was, I guess, relatively attractive. He would go around showing everybody her pictures. Hey, look at my new girl. Look at my girl. I got somebody. And his situation was similar to mine in the regard that he had been locked up for years with nobody at all. So not only does he strike and get him a prisoner pen pal, he also gets him a relatively good-looking female. And this dude is gone. I mean, head over heels in love, singing Carrie Underwood songs. I hope she cheats. Is that Carrie? I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a country love song. I can't think of any right now. But this guy was super in love. He had only been talking to this chick for probably a week, 10 days, something around that time. Valentine's Day was coming up. She was supposed to come see him. He wanted to surprise her. I don't think he even got the first visit from her before he was in love, before he was telling her he's going to come home, he's going to marry her, he's going to sweep her off her feet. They are going to live happily ever after together. Ryan Gosling, The Notebook, something along those lines. He wanted to surprise this chick on Valentine's Day. He got her initials tattooed on his knuckles, on his right hand, on his strong arm, like that was his strength. And she never came to see him. Not only did she not show up for Valentine's Day, he called 400 times to no avail. Nobody picked up that phone. The party that you're trying to reach, how does that message go? The party that you're trying to call is not available. That's what they tell you. They try to break it down to you like, they try to gently tell you, they just ain't trying to talk to you. Well, they busy. They tied up. Jody got him tied up in the buck. Not the buck chair, but the buck. Wrapped up like a pretzel and such. Dude was crushed. He was absolutely crushed, devastated. I remember he was getting those initials covered up as soon as that original tattoo healed. Like, that was just the craziest thing. I think he put like a spade. He put all of the card suits on his knuckles. I guess then he became a card shark. One final thing that I want to mention in relation to like crazy prisoner pen pals. One of my hustles while locked up was I was the prison Casanova. And, you know, I don't say that to gloat. I was that dude. Nobody can deny that. Like, through one of my prisoner pen pals, I was able to put dudes on. It was like blind date, love connection up in prison. And what we would do was we would post ads on Craigslist. Like, this was the biggest thing ever. You didn't even need to pay $20, $100 a year for writeaprisoner.com. Back in the day, you could post an ad on Craigslist. They had a section, men seeking women, women seeking men, men for men, women for women. They got rid of all of that, and now you've got misconnections and activities that are just absolutely raunch AF. But it was through Craigslist where dudes were striking. I struck that way. I'll never forget when I got my first ad posted on Craigslist. I reached out to my brother. My brother wasn't even speaking to me for years. I said, Dave, my brother's name is Dave. I said, listen, please. This is an SOS. I said, if you don't do anything for me ever, ever, ever again, please do this. Post this ad on Craigslist for me with these pictures. Joe with the little prison pose. I struck. I didn't even know my brother posted the ad, but I knew that he posted the ad when I received 7 letters in 7 days from 7 different women. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was the man. I ended up having a prisoner pen pal who was a very, very amazing person, just super nice. She did a lot of stuff for me. She helped me become the prison porn kingpin that I was, and she also helped me put on other dudes through Craigslist ads. I was able to charge guys $10 For $10, I can damn near guarantee you, if you follow my recipe, mail. Not guys, but, letters. And basically what it was, you had to write this ad and say, look, I'm this person, I made these mistakes, I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna do better in life, this is what I wanna do. Like, you literally had to put a cry for help out there, or tell people that you were an astronaut. Like long walks on the beach, whatever. And I had a 99% success rate. There was only a few guys who never got any mail at all, and that was the most awkward thing ever. There's no refunds neither. Once you pay me the $10, that's it. But there was only a handful of guys who didn't get any mail at all. And, there's no easy way to tell them, yo, I don't know why you didn't get any mail. We tried. But maybe whatever you wrote just wasn't good enough. Did you listen to the recipe? Did you? Oh, no, you told him you little pistol starter. That's why. Yeah. You running the Oompa Loompas up in here. Yeah, what? You know you ain't gonna get no mail like that. I got super off track talking about all of that. But anyways, from all of the dudes that I saw get pen pals through Joe's Casanova Cupid LLC in prison, I remember one thing that was one of the craziest situations that I ever saw. This dude, he was a good friend of mine. I knew he was going to get mail. He was a good-looking dude. It was 2020, you could say that. He was a good-looking guy. So I knew he was going to get some mail, and he definitely did. He was getting, a fair amount of mail from different people, and he didn't really need it. He had his family, they were looking out for him. So it was really just entertainment for him, something to pass the time. Hey, if they're going to send a couple of extra bucks, that's cool too. I know that sounds cold and callous, but you got to keep in mind, in a lot of cases, in some cases, that's what it is. It's a hustle. That's what it is. This dude got a letter from a chick one time, and when you think about a guy getting a prisoner pen pal, one of the number one questions would be, yo, did you send that in relation to a money order? But interestingly enough, in this particular case, after a letter or two, it was the chick out there in the free world asking him if he would send that. And she was not talking about a money order. She was talking about something, though, that takes place when you get money, which is prison slang for going on a private date, a date with yourself. Back shower, you good. Yo, this chick wanted him to send that through the mail. Never even met this guy, just based upon his photo. Guess he was super photogenic. This chick wanted a family. Oh my God. There's some wild people out there in the world. You never know. Never know who you're going to meet when you're locked up. And that goes for if you're writing somebody who's locked up, or if you're locked up getting to know somebody out in the free world. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I truly hope that this is a video that was insightful, hopefully a little entertaining as well. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment on this, letting me know exactly what you thought about this. And as always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace!